All right, everybody, we got the Justice League Snyder Cut trailer that came out about a week ago, I want to say. And let's talk about this glorified CGI reel.
So my first concern in this trailer was why Darkseid has a battle axe because if I remember correctly in the comics he had a sort of like laser vision power where he would just kind of chill with his hands behind his back and would just laser anybody in his line of sight.
Yeah, they're called Omega Beams, I think. I think. Not a huge DC fan, but I'm pretty sure they're called Omega Beams. And every iteration I've seen of Darkseid has been so cool and so like badass. And then you just have this guy who's actually fighting. And from like the Injustice games to like the cartoons, he always just has his hands behind his back, like, all right, come at me. And this is like weird to see him on the attack and kind of like pointing at like Thanos. He kind of pulled a Thanos there.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, the CGI in general in this trailer just seemed very off. It was very video game esque, which is ironic because the video game Kill the Justice League, which was also shown at this DC fandom convention, was actually had better CGI than this live action movie.
Why are people getting so hyped about the Snyder Cut? I don't understand that personally. I get that we feel like, I'm a little bit hyped in the sense that I feel like we have done something to bring this to light. But at the same time, the last movie that we saw from him was Batman versus Superman: Dawn of Justice. And we're not haters, but like that movie
Wasn't the best movie.
wasn't the best. Exactly, that movie wasn't the best. Maybe I'm just biased because I'm a Marvel fan. I think if it's done right, it could be really good. But I'm cautious because I don't want to get my hopes up and then be absolutely shattered by this.
I want this to be a good movie, but I'm not really sure that Zack Snyder can elevate his game to a satisfactory level.
And I don't know why people are thinking this is going to be so different to the original. The things that I didn't like about the original are still in this movie, minus Darkseid.
Yeah, and I just feel like Zack Snyder is trying to prove a point, like, oh, this shot's different from Joss Whedon. This shot's different from Joss Whedon. Like every single shot.
The entire trailer was, like I said, a CGI reel where it was one shot, two shot, three shot. That wasn't in the movie. That wasn't in the movie. That's all we got to see.
Exactly. He's trying to like widen the distinction between him and Joss Whedon, which I just think personally he's letting a bit of that interpersonal animosity between him and Joss Whedon get in the way of this creative work.
I agree. And on top of that, you guys cannot just cover Steppenwolf's face and think we won't remember who Steppenwolf is and how bad of a character that dude was. Like,
Oh
come
man.
on. That was the Malekith of DC. And that's the only way I'm going to say that. He was the most forgettable villain I've ever seen in my life.
I'm just glad he's not the main villain in this movie now. I mean, Darkseid will have a bigger presence in this movie for sure.
And I understand this is being done during quarantine, by the way. And I know you would say something about that as well, but because it's harder, and even we know as creators that it's harder to make videos, or obviously at that level we're nowhere close, but at that level it's really hard to do something during
Definitely, and
quarantine.
I know they're like audio dubbing in between as well, so it really seems to be a daunting task to get this to a cinematic level. But I
Yeah,
hope
and
it turns out good.
they have a lot riding on this.
Yeah, for sure. This could potentially show the fans what this movie should have been, and I guess rally more fans to Zack Snyder's cause.
Do you think it should be postponed,
I
or
personally think
what is
this
your
was the
thought on
wrong
that?
time to do it. Quarantine of all eras doesn't seem to be a very good time for film production, and I just think that everyone would benefit from this being done um, in a more kind of free form setting after the quarantine.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and one more thing that I wanted to bring up. The mother box is apparently still a part of this movie, and that was my biggest pet peeve about that
Oh man,
last original movie. The mother box.
discount Tesseract, right?
Yeah, and I've heard it is the discount Tesseract, and I've heard it's gonna be more. This movie's gonna be a lot more dark, more gritty, like the DC that we know. Still, I'm excited, but at the same time, I'm cautious because I'm not getting my hopes up about this at all.
Yeah, definitely. And one more thing, by the way, the aspect ratio in this trailer is kind of off. It's like a square shaped thing. I'm not really sure why this is the case because if they want to show off their VFX, it should at least be widescreen, in my opinion. But there's probably like a good reason why Snyder or whoever did this, we don't really know it as of now.
I see the vertical, like the aspect of, I want more vertical space, but then again, you're cutting off a lot of the
Yeah, it's
horizontal
like a
space.
trade-off.
And then it's like, yeah, it's a trade-off, but is it the right trade-off? Like,
Let's
it's gonna be a pain to make a how convenient, by the way.
Yeah, definitely. How convenience are going to be a pain. You know,
Yeah.
we're going to have to like crop it and scale it and do all that stuff. I'm a little bit curious as to how HBO Max will present this trailer, whether this square format is just a feature of this trailer or if they're actually going to be making it widescreen for HBO Max and this is just like a, like a special thing.
And HBO Max, the whole thing about that, the only analogy that I can draw is the way Disney Plus treated the Mando.
Exactly, like the flagship show, right?
Right. And to answer your question for that, I don't think they're gonna do this in HBO Max. Like, I think they might do it specially for this movie because Zack Snyder wants to be creative and be that different. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't think HBO Max is gonna turn their whole thing around.
All right, guys. What did you think about this trailer? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Comment below and let us know. If you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, and comment with your thoughts. By supporting this channel, you're allowing us to keep making this great content and keep Spectre React going. Thanks for watching, and peace out.